So that's target A behind me. Ben doth sage, I'm roughly calling it, so it's probably completely wrong pronunciation. About 1,000 metres. I've dumped most of the kit from the rucksack down at this last col, because my route hereafter is going up, round that way, down that col. And I think it's that one over there. Need to check the map. And then back over here later on, round this one, round to the one at the back, and then down. Rough plan. I'm at 850 metres now, which means that col's about 800 metres. So lots of the climbing is out of the walk already. It's just about keeping altitude. Still plenty of climbing to do, but it's about keeping altitude now. Finding quiet wind to camp in. The col itself is very windy, quite cold. So I need to get off that and need water at some point. Those are the concerns. It has tried to rain, has failed so far, but you can see elsewhere definite showers around. But the forecast was pretty good. Meant to be improving. Hoping for 3 completely new Munros on this route. So that's me. I've just traversed this hillside to my second col. Changed my hat. It's trying to rain a little bit. I've sequestered most of my kit just underneath the camera there, and I'm now going to go and try and bag this second Munro. It's about 4 kilometers, 5 kilometers there and back, and I think we're about 600. It's about 300 meters up, 350. You know, for Scotland, this counts as summer. Yeah, it's only 25 past 2, it's light till 10, loads of time. Ben Mellach, number 2 on my round. Haven't got it to myself, got someone else doing exactly the same thing as me. And then back into the col, pick up my stuff, and then probably into that corrie, I think, tonight. That's the plan. Let's just sort out the hat. Tonight's wild campsite. Lost my tea brews in the doorway there. I've got a little stream over here just to pick up my water, the only ingredient I'm missing. I'm in the lip of a little corrie. I did wander up through the corrie. The cloud, as you can see, is quite low. Wandered around the corrie, the water wasn't really running fast enough, so I quite like running water rather than stagnant water. And there's 3 little lochans, but not quite picturesque enough in this cloud. And also tomorrow, the plan, see this little knob here, is just go to the right of that, and then that should be, if I've looked at this mountain correct when the visibility was better earlier on, I think I can get up into the top of the corrie on the left hand side on a nice open grassy field rather than too steep. Slightly worried that's too steep. Could like to eyeball it from here. Just down a wee bit so as to be underneath. That's the seat next to the armrest. Quite good with the thermarest on it, quite comfortable. And here's the view. It's just look, the sun's just coming through. Wouldn't it be nice if the sun got rid of this cloud? And my favourite bit of it is straight down that valley is the loch. You can see everything I want to look at, which is the mountains I'm doing tomorrow. is lost. So you can just make out where the tent was, because that's the ground that's dry. When I took it away this morning, can you see him? He was right underneath the tent, which isn't quite the heat wave and one of the warmest days of the year they promised me. And I haven't been able to see the bit I really wanted to see the next bit of my route. So I'm going to go slowly up that with a view to turning round if I really don't like the look of it, or if I feel I'm getting lost. I've got the GPS ready, trying not to rely on that, trying to rely on what I saw and the map. I've tied it away, drunk my coffee, had my porridge, so just tried to treat it like a normal day, didn't cut corners. I'm calling this one a score draw. I set out to do 4 summits. I was 2 up at half time. Sadly, the mountains have won, and it's going to be 2-2 at the end of the day. 2 done, 2 undone. So I had difficulty getting back up to my top. Came across, traversed across that side of the mountain, got up to the correct path, which I'm now on using sat-nav. And always say sat-nav's to get you out of trouble, not to get you into trouble. So I am bailing, going back to Col 1 and down, so what might be called the breadcrumb route, the route up, back to my car. I'm going to visit Tyndrum Whiskey Shop. I'm sure that'll cheer me up. It's just not the day. I can choose my days, so I don't have to go whatever the weather. And today it's very, very gusty. You're not hearing that now, but it's very, very gusty. Tent's wet. It's kind of continuous mizzle. I'm not going to see anything from the tops. Save them for another day. You could call that defeat. I'm calling that a score draw. And there's nothing wrong with plan Bs. Remember that. So it's maybe a wee bit better than it was, but I'm quite happy with my decision. Doesn't look like blue skies at the top, which is really what I wanted and what I was promised. And we've got to make our own decisions. You know, there's no point in me just following the book for the book's sake. I've got to make my own decisions about what I'm comfortable with, what the engagement is, what the weather's like. These are judgment calls. I made the judgment. Down here it's getting a bit nicer. Still a wee bit of water in the air. I have just, there's a foam thing over the microphone. I have just wrung water out of it. That doesn't seem the best idea. So might need to think about my storage of kit. However, about to cross the railway, back to the car through some damp fields. It's quite nice down here, it's quite warm. I'm still wearing 3 layers. I haven't felt the need to take any of them off. June in Scotland. So first order of business is to let my emergency contact know I'm safely off the hill. Today it's Neil, score draw, precarious stave 2, mountain defence 2, fortifying visit to Tyndrum Whiskey, called for. So it's waiting for a connection. There's a transmitter just there.